What if I told you New Jersey hosted more Revolutionary War battles than any other state? Where George Washington crossed the Delaware to save America, gangsters later built empires of rum and roulette, and a single city powered America's Industrial Revolution. This is the untold history of New Jersey, how America's most joked-about state secretly shaped everything from baseball to boardwalks to the Sopranos. Whispers beneath the pines, the ancient soul of New Jersey. Long before highways, boardwalks, and bustling cities, New Jersey was shaped by ancient titans. When North America and Africa collided, they forged the mighty Appalachians, and the icy breath of a retreating glacier carved valleys, lakes, and lowlands into its bones. As the land thawed and bloomed, a people emerged, the Lenape, guardians of Skyachby, the land of the pines. For thousands of years, they moved with the rhythms of rivers and seasons, sowing maize under the shadows of old forests and tracking deer through quiet meadows. Turtle, turkey, and wolf, three sacred clans bound by matrilineal memory, wove stories into the soil. Then, in the early 1600s, silent canoes broke the river's edge. The Dutch had arrived. What began as fur traded in quiet trust would one day grow into conflict, displacement, and a fight for the very soul of the land. But even now, if you listen closely, the wind still carries the whispers of those first people, and the forest remembers. Divided loyalties, the crown, the Quakers, and the rising soil of New Jersey. New Jersey's colonial tale is one of conquest and contradiction. A land wrested from native hands and reshaped by ambition, faith, and fragile alliances. The Dutch came first, carving out New Netherland with quiet trades and grand schemes like Pavonia and New Sweden. But in 1664, the thunder of English sails darkened the harbor, and with a quiet, bloodless coup, Fort Amsterdam fell. As the crown divided lands like playing cards among loyalists, New Jersey, named for the island sanctuary of Charles II, was born, gifted to men who had bled for the monarchy. And so, from the very beginning, the colony was a mosaic. Quakers preaching peace settled beside stern Presbyterians, Dutch farmers tilled soil beside English lords, and quiet Burlington blossomed into a port of promise. For 28 years, the land was literally split in two, east and west, each with its own rulers and rules. Corrupt governors came and went, their scandals whispered through the crooked streets, until Judge Lewis Morris, tired of favoritism and neglect, demanded a governor of their own. The king relented. In 1738, New Jersey stood, not united by blood or banner, but by its people's insistence on being seen and governed on their own terms. Rebellion, resolve, and the petticoat electors, New Jersey's revolutionary fire. When thunder rolled across the colonies, New Jersey didn't just join the storm. It became its crossroads, its heart, and at times, its very pulse. Just 2 days before the Declaration of Independence echoed through Philadelphia, New Jersey carved out its own destiny with a bold constitution. One so uncertain of what lay ahead, it offered to dissolve itself should peace with Britain come. But there would be no peace, not yet. As George Washington danced a deadly waltz across its frozen rivers and bloodied fields, New Jersey bore the scars and glory of Trenton, Princeton, and Monmouth. Soldiers slept through bitter winters in Morristown while Congress itself, weary and war-torn, found fleeting refuge beneath the scholarly spires of Princeton. New Jersey ratified the Constitution early, eager to cast off the shackles of surrounding tariffs, and was first to embrace the Bill of Rights. But perhaps most astonishing of all, it briefly let wealth, not gender or race, determine the right to vote. In those rare early days, women and black citizens, if landowners, cast ballots, only to have that fragile flame of inclusion smothered in 1807. Still, through fire, frost, and fractured loyalties, New Jersey stood unshaken, a fierce forge of revolution and radical hope. Chains, canals, and currents of change, New Jersey's 19th century awakening. The 19th century cast New Jersey into a storm of contradiction and transformation, where freedom crept in slowly, like dawn breaking through stubborn fog. In 1804, New Jersey was the last of the northern states to halt the chains of slavery, hesitant, cautious, phasing it out with time, not thunder. Even as the Civil War raged, a few still remained in bondage, haunting proof of the slow march toward justice. Yet, alongside this moral reckoning came the pulse of iron and invention. The Morris Canal carved its way through the land like a vein, pumping coal and life into the smoky lungs of Paterson, Newark, and Jersey City. As the soil proved fickle for farming, cities rose, humming with looms and silk, and the flicker of genius. Thomas Edison lit up the world from Menlo Park, while iron and zinc mines birthed new towns and livelihoods deep in the Pine Barrens. Politically, New Jersey held to its own compass, twice spurning Lincoln and sheltering General McClellan as both citizen and later governor. No battles were fought on her soil, but the echoes of war and industry reverberated through every rail line and every street lamp that lit the way forward. This was an era of contradictions. One foot in the shadows of the past, the other stepping boldly into the future. Flames, steel, and struggle New Jersey in the 20th century. The 20th century swept into New Jersey like a storm, glamorous, grim, and unforgettable. It began with a wink from the boardwalks of Atlantic City, where Miss America was crowned in 1921, and the Holland Tunnel pierced the Hudson in 1927, binding Jersey to the heartbeat of Manhattan. But the shimmer dimmed when the Great Depression gripped the state, forcing the jobless to carry begging licenses, while flames consumed the Hindenburg in Lakehurst and the SS Morro Castle ghosted ashore in agony. Then came war twice, and New Jersey rose to the challenge, forging battleships in Camden, crafting PT boats for future presidents, and training legions of soldiers at Fort Dix and Camp Kilmer. Its coast bristled with Cold War missile silos, and nuclear power hummed to life with the launch of the NS Savannah. But beneath the steel and speed of turnpikes, parkways, and progress, racial tensions simmered. Riots ignited Newark, Jersey City, and Camden, echoing the cries of a nation in unrest. And as schools fought for fairness, New Jersey redefined its identity yet again, with an income tax bill that marked a turning point in equality. Through prosperity and pain, it remained a mirror of America's trials and triumphs. Rising from the rails, New Jersey's 21st century renaissance. The new century dawned not with a bang, but with the hum of rail cars gliding through a reinvented Jersey. Steel tracks wove new life into old places. Hudson Bergen Light Rail and the River Line didn't just move people, they moved hearts and hopes. Jersey City, once overshadowed by the skyline across the Hudson, surged upward with revitalized ambition, its population swelling with dreamers and doers. Newark, a phoenix among bricks, reversed decades of decline to reclaim its place in the Garden State's soul. This wasn't just urban renewal. It was a quiet revolution, powered by transit, vision, and the enduring will of cities refusing to be forgotten. In a world racing forward, New Jersey proved that reinvention runs in its blood. So, does New Jersey deserve more historical respect? What shocked you most, the Revolutionary battles, industrial firsts, or mob connections? Debate below. If you enjoyed this journey through the Garden State, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Next, we're exploring Pennsylvania/New York, so stay tuned on History Love.